Good evening, everyone. This is Tim Kobler, and I'm the chaplain of the Wesley Foundation here at the University of Michigan. And it's another Thursday, and my beard keeps getting bigger and bigger. I can't go get it trimmed from the place where I normally get it trimmed, so it is becoming a year-long growth of beard. So every week you can just kind of gauge what the weather's like by how big my beard is. We have a few things coming up this week that you might be interested in knowing about. First of all, on Sunday evenings at 5 p.m. on Zoom, we have our Wesley worship, and anyone is welcome to come and be a part of that. Just contact me and I'll get you the Zoom code so you can join us for worship. And we're looking at the scriptures that have water imagery and what that means from a theological standpoint, as well as what that means for us as individual people of faith. So join us on Sunday evening at 5 p.m. Also on Monday morning at 10 a.m. it's time for coffee and conversation. So you can log on to Zoom. Again, I'll give you the code and you can ask questions, just chit chat, whatever it is that you need for that particular moment, but would be happy to enjoy. I'll have coffee. You can bring whatever beverage of choice you would like to bring, and we'll have great conversation together. Tuesday nights, we have our conversation on race, continuing with our study of Between the World and Me. And this coming week, we're going to be looking at the entire book through the theme of the construct of race. On Wednesdays, beginning October 7th, we have a new study beginning. A study of the book Watershed Discipleship, which is an anthology of essays talking about various faithful approaches to ecology and to the watersheds in our areas and how to take care of the earth and take care of one another as well. Next Wednesday, hello there. Next Wednesday, we're going to have a lot of fun. We've got a trivia contest coming up between Motor City Wesley and the Wesley Foundation at the University of Michigan. This is not just for current students. This is for alumni. This is for friends, for people who would like to support the Wesley Foundations. So if you would like to be a part of that, you can go to tinyurl.com/Wesley Trivia, and that will take you to the Facebook event page where you can RSVP and learn a little bit more about what we're going to be doing. That'll be next Wednesday evening, September 30th at 8 p.m. We'll do 2 rounds of trivia questions, and then the winner from that particular competition will then go on to meet another set of Wesley Foundation students, alumni, and friends. And it's going to continue out throughout the academic year, and we look forward to some friendly competition, raising awareness, and also hopefully raising some funds for our Wesley Foundations. We also have coming up in October the Crop Hunger Walk. So you can go to our website, and I'll bring up that right here, umishwesley.org/get involved, and you can learn a whole lot more about what we're doing with the Crop Hunger Walk. This will be a virtual event, so there will be a virtual send-off on Zoom, I believe it is, or one of the streaming platforms. And then you go and you walk however far you would like to go, and you can donate to us. You can also start your own team to begin Crop Hunger Walk so that it will raise funds for area food banks and to help alleviate hunger in your area. So tonight we have a reading from Psalm 86 for our Psalter. This is a prayer for help. Listen to me, O God, and answer me, because I am poor and afflicted. Save me from death, because I am loyal to you. Save me, because I am your servant and trust in you. You are my God, so be merciful to me. I call to you all day long. Make your servant glad, because I lift my soul to you. God, you are good and forgiving, full of faithful love for all who pray to you. Listen to my prayer. Hear my cry for help. I call to you in times of trouble, for you answer my prayer. There is no other God like you, not one who can do the deeds you do. All the nations you have created will come and worship you. They will praise your greatness because only you, God, are mighty. Only you do wonderful deeds. Teach me your way, God, and I will obey you faithfully. Give me an undivided heart that I may fear your name. I will praise you with all my heart, O God. I will proclaim your greatness forever. Great is your faithful love for me. You have saved me from the depths of the grave. God, the arrogant are coming against me. A cruel gang is trying to kill me, people who have no regard for you. God, you are a compassionate and loving God, slow to anger, always kind and faithful. Turn to me and have mercy on me. Strengthen me and save me, because I serve you, just as my mother and father did. Show me proof of your goodness, God. Then those who hate me will be ashamed when they see that you have given me comfort and help. In our gospel lesson this evening, we jump into the Gospel of Luke. Last week we were in the Gospel according to John. Our readings are coming from the daily lectionary. So that's where I get the source for all of my readings each week. We are reading from Luke chapter 4, beginning with verse 14. Jesus returned in the power of the Spirit to Galilee, and his reputation spread throughout the region. He was teaching in the Galilean synagogues, and all were loud in their praise. Jesus came to Nazareth, where he had been brought up. Entering the synagogue on the Sabbath, as was his habit, Jesus stood up to do the reading. When the book of the prophet Isaiah was handed to him, he unrolled the scroll and found the passage where it was written, "The Spirit of our God is upon me, because the Most High has anointed me to bring good news to those who are poor. God has sent me to proclaim liberty to those held captive, recovery of sight to those who are blind, and release to those in prison, to proclaim the year of our God's favor." Rolling up the scroll, Jesus gave it back to the attendant and sat down. The eyes of all in the synagogue were fixed on him. Then he said to them, "Today in your hearing, this scripture passage is fulfilled." All who were present spoke favorably of him. They marveled at the eloquence of the words of Jesus' lips. They said, "Surely this isn't Mary and Joseph's son?" Jesus said to them, "Undoubtedly you will quote me the proverb, 'Physician, heal yourself,' and say, 'Do here in your own country the things we heard you did in Capernaum.' But the truth is, prophets never gain acceptance in their hometowns. The truth is, there were many women who were widowed in Israel in the days of Elijah, when the heavens remained closed for 3.5 years, and a great famine spread over the land. It was to none of these that Elijah was sent, but to a woman who had been widowed in Zarephath, near Sidon. Recall, too, that many had leprosy in Israel in the time of Elisha the prophet, yet not one was cured except Naaman, the Syrian." At these words, the whole audience in the synagogue was filled with indignation. They rose up and dragged Jesus out of town, leading him to the brow of the hill on which the city was built, with the intention of hurling him over the edge. But he moved straight through the crowd and walked away. We have a lot of people who are grieving the loss of loved ones from this pandemic, grieving the decisions of courts that should bring justice, but are not. For those who are speaking the name of Breonna Taylor and many other names of Black people who have been killed. We hear these words from the psalmist, and it echoes into today's news. People crying out for God's justice, for God to show up and make things right. And Jesus showed up there in his home region and began speaking to the people there from the scripture of Isaiah. And as he was speaking to them and sharing his message, his job description of what he was called to do, and then began to speak to them about why those very things were not being done by him in his hometown, the reaction was violent. They wanted to kill him right then and there. We see similar attitudes in our world today where people are speaking the truth of what God is yearning for in humanity. And yet, when that truth is spoken of God's desire for us to be in relationship with God and to love one another as we love ourselves, that truth is often met with that similar reaction to what Jesus had in his hometown. Violent reaction and wanting to quiet the message so that people will stop. But we're in a time where we must speak. That there are so many things going on where God's justice must be declared. So the prayer this evening is from the African-American theologian Howard Thurman, who has many powerful writings, but this particular prayer is entitled, "Open Unto Me." So let's ruminate on that this evening and see what God's Spirit is opening unto us as we go into the rest of this week. Lord, open unto me. Open unto me light for my darkness. Open unto me courage for my fear. Open unto me hope for my despair. Open unto me peace for my turmoil. Open unto me joy for my sorrow. Open unto me strength for my weakness. Open unto me wisdom for my confusion. Open unto me forgiveness for my sins. Open unto me love for my hates. Open unto me thyself for myself. Lord, Lord, open unto me. Friends, may your evening be filled with blessings and blessing of the knowledge that God's Spirit is with you and breathing life into each and every one of you, even on those days when it's hard to draw the next breath. Know that you are loved, and I will see you soon.